Chapter 60 61st of a stone. And the king, having completed the days of Psalm, made Easter there, and on the second day after the feast of Easter, he rose from the land of Fogara, and having passed the river of Gumara, bivouacked, and spent 2 days, and after this he journeyed, and bivouacked at Galda, and from Galda he journeyed, and broke into the abbey of Zanzanma, and there he celebrated the Sabbath. And on Monday he passed the river of Abavi, and encamped at Abaraj. And after this he journeyed, and bivouacked in Handasa, and there he spent the feast of the birth of Mary, Our Lady, and after this he journeyed, and encamped on the bank of the Toul, and after that with Sheena, and from Sheena went to Hamadamet, and there he heard that the people of Anaria had killed Benero. And they sent a message, saying, Behold, we have killed Benero, because he killed people without trial, and because of cutting off hands and feet, and because of plucking out eyes, and not sparing the young and the old, the children and the children, and because of taking the king's tribute, which we took from our house, and because of gathering all the people's goods by robbery and fraud, and because of taking another man's wife, and because of their lust and their greed, and because of having perpetrated all oppressions against us. Just as a woman is pregnant 9 months, and gives birth in the 10th month, we are also. We were aware of his wickedness for about 9 years, and in the 10th year we gave him death, and killed him because of his rigor and his perseverance in destroying all the people of Anaria. And we appointed in his place a good and pious man, whose name is Arutano, who was called Siskeo. And the king, when he heard, was angry with great wrath, and rising from Hamadamet, when marching according to the custom of the journey, he came to the river of Lower Beer, near the Salya and the Kasham. And the king, having heard that the Galla fled, since he wanted to make an expedition against the Galla of Bizamo, gave up, and left the expedition. And the king ordered there to write a letter of message and words of annoyance to the people of Anaria, saying, If Benero was evil, and if he offended you with all the evils, you should send us a message, and say to us, Destroy him from us, and appoint another in his place. Why did you kill our Siam, who was appointed about 9 years ago? You have not done well, you have done great pride, it was by your own authority, without our order, that you killed him. But at the same time Siskeo, which is why he did not join in to kill Benero, his position is confirmed, but send us our Geb, and our Kahasa, and our Maximiah. Having said so, he sent Mustafa, Basha of the Turks, with all the Turks to Anaria. And after Mustafa was sent, the king, remaining on the river of Beer, sent warriors into the land of Zobent, having made Abagas the Abedahun Malkea Crestos, and Kibi Crestos, and Yonal. And when these warriors went, they captured many oxen and slaves, boys and women. And the king granted all the prey to the warriors with words of blessing, but the slaves, who were captured, he made free, and ordered them to let them go, because they were taxed people, who did not give Geb by right, like all the Gonga, for warning that they were obliged to give Geb, he ordered their oxen to be seized. And after the king had seized the land of Zobent, the king returned, and entered his Katama of Dankaz. And at the same time there was great barrenness, and all perished. Beasts, so that everyone worked with men, and each man joined 2 men together, and worked with them, and they joined the same farmer with another in turn, and those who had been yoked before worked with him, and so everyone sowed their seed. Since sterility was so great, at the end of the harvest there was no famine or epidemic, so that God's action could be manifested in everything. And there is no famine because of the lack of rain, nor does it increase fertility because of the abundance of rain, but it is all that God has ordained. And in the same days they brought him a bird from India, which was called Dura, and the same bird spoke in the language of people, in Indian, and in Roman, and in Arabic, and gave voices like the horse and the cat, and when it gave voices, its sound was much better than that of the horse and the cat, and they took her through the houses of the Makuanan and the Vezero, so that they could admire and be amazed, hearing her speak like people, and give voices like a horse and a cat, outside the custom of birds. And finally they sent her to Ras Sela Crestos to Guaham, and their death came upon her, like all other fleshly things, and a cat killed her.